From crypto king to criminal suspect, Sam Bankman-Fried's stunning fall has just gotten worse for him. This morning, federal authorities in New York are expected to unseal the indictment that led to his arrest Monday in the Bahamas. The 30-year-old founder of the failed FTX crypto exchange is set to appear in a Bahamian court today. He was supposed to testify before Congress today to explain his company's sudden implosion. Remember, the once billionaire lost his entire fortune in just a matter of days. We're going to get straight now to CNN's Christine Roman. She's here with more. Christine, good morning to you. He was supposed to testify, and then now this. So what exactly happened?
Just an amazing fall from grace, and so many people wondering where their money is. Instead of testifying before Congress, he's facing an initial court appearance in the Bahamas this morning. Just a stunning fall from someone who was once considered crypto's golden boy. Sam Bankman-Fried, the embattled founder and former CEO of the cryptocurrency giant FTX, arrested in the Bahamas on Monday after U.S. prosecutors filed criminal charges against him. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams confirming the arrest was based on a sealed indictment filed by the Southern District of New York. A person familiar with the matter tells the New York Times the charges against the 30-year-old former billionaire include wire fraud conspiracy, securities fraud conspiracy, and money laundering. And the SEC is now saying they, too, have authorized separate charges relating to his violations of securities laws. Bankman-Fried was once considered one of the most powerful figures in crypto before his company suffered a liquidity crisis and filed for bankruptcy last month, leaving at least 1 million people without access to their funds. He has denied defrauding his customers.
Once the dust has settled and once all the investigations have happened, that you won't be arrested for fraud?
I don't think I will be. I don't think that I don't think I tried to do anything wrong. I don't know of FTX deposits being used to pay off Alameda creditors. I didn't knowingly commit fraud. I don't think I committed fraud. I didn't want any of this to happen. I was certainly not nearly as competent as I thought I was.
The former FTX CEO teamed up with a slew of high-profile celebrities in TV ads and Super Bowl commercials promoting crypto. The key question for investigators, whether FTX misappropriated customer funds when it made loans to Bankman-Fried's hedge fund, Alameda Research. FTX's new CEO, John Ray, paints a picture of a crypto empire with virtually no corporate controls and a shocking lack of financial and other record keeping. Ray, who is set to testify today before the House Financial Services Committee, wrote in a prepared statement, the collapse of FTX is due to power left in the hands of a very small group of grossly inexperienced and unsophisticated individuals.
There was no person who was chiefly in charge of positional risk of customers on FTX. And that feels pretty embarrassing in retrospect.
Virtually no regulation, absolutely no risk management, and just the beginning of legal hurdles for Bankman-Fried. A representative for him, for his legal team, did not immediately respond to CNN's request for comment, but it raises all kinds of questions about where the money went for these investors. And remember, this was a platform that was marketed as a really easy entry-level way to get into crypto. So regular people, like all the Main Street investors, could get into crypto. No one knows where that money is.
I'm so fascinated by the fact that he's done all these interviews recently, and despite his lawyers telling him to basically be quiet. I wonder how that's going to play into all of this.
I mean, there's all of this sound of him explaining what he did and didn't do. That will definitely play into this. I mean, any lawyer would tell you, shut up, sit down, and we have to investigate what happened here with this company. But he is, even this weekend, he was talking to the BBC.
Yeah. Let's discuss now. Kara Swisher, she's the host of the podcast On Kara Swisher. Thank you. We appreciate you joining us this morning. Here's a question.
No problem.
We weren't sure that there would be charges because it's not regulated.
Mm-hmm.
There was this whole back and forth. Were you surprised by this? And it was just before he was supposed to testify in front of Congress, Kara.
No, I've been saying he's going to jail quite a bit. I mean, fraud is fraud. And, you can dress it up with crypto and you can dress it up with all kinds of saying I didn't know what was happening, but it's fraud. And so I think it's a pretty straightforward case for the government as long as they have the proof that he was knowledgeable about what he was doing and that he moved the money. He can't just say he didn't know especially since he owned everything and was running everything and had this whole group of people in the Bahamas doing such. I assume they have testimony from others there, but they wouldn't do this without some cause that he knew what he was doing.
Hey, Kara, good morning. I think it's your birthday soon, or it was, so happy belated.
Yeah, thank you.
But let me ask you
Thank
about this. You say it so well and so clearly, fraud is fraud, no matter if it's dressed up with crypto. But Gary Gensler, the chair of the SEC, says, and this is a quote this morning, that Bankman-Fried, quote, built a house of cards and a foundation of deception. This comes in an environment when none of those folks regulate crypto, which makes this easier to have. Go ahead. I was going to ask does this lead to some actual meaningful change in terms of regulating this stuff?
Well, they were beginning to regulate it. Remember, it's a nascent industry. And so they were starting to do that. They had put all kinds of recommendations. The administration had done it. Gary Gensler has talked about it a lot. But they were just trying to decide how to do that when this happened. And so it still is an investor thing. They still have existing laws that they can use to apply to this guy. And, and I think probably they got irritated that he was going around talking to everybody and his mother about this situation. And so I think they probably were like, enough is enough. Let's put him in jail. It's not unsimilar to Bernie Madoff or many of the others who have been convicted of similar crimes.
Well, Kara, that's what stuck out to me was just in recent days, he was saying, I don't think I'm going to get arrested. I don't think I'm going to be detained if I came to the United States, because he's supposed to be testifying before a congressional hearing today, but he was set to do so over Zoom. And so I kind of wonder how much damage all the media interviews, all of them that he's been doing, could be in a factor on top of what the allegations are that he's facing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. He was just convicting himself over and over and over again, and saying he just didn't think he was going to be arrested is exactly what you say before you're arrested. And so, his parents are law professors at Stanford University. They certainly knew the stakes here. I think he was I called him the unmade bed and pretending he didn't know what was happening. And this little boy he dresses up in shorts and sort of moppy hair. I think I don't know. I just was sort of like, it seems like you are an adult and you know what you were doing. But he was trying for that, this sort of, I found it disingenuous, but he was trying for this, I don't know where the money was. It was in the drawer here and someone must have taken it, that kind of thing.
Listen, I remember after Madoff, like everyone was going, what were the warning signs? Didn't people know?
So many.
So let me ask you this, Kara, because the New York Times is reporting, this, it's called CZ, or Changpeng Zhao, who is, he's a crypto exchange finance, head of a massive crypto exchange, Binance. He offered to save FTX, but then he took a look at the books and backed out of helping, saying, I guess he saw issues. So what could he have seen that may have been a warning sign? And then the follow-up is, should he have said something, or were people not listening?
No, I mean, it's not his job to do that. He probably saw leverage upon, like lots of warning signs that they were borrowing back and forth. And, there's other people here like Carolyn Ellison, who ran Alameda Research, this hedge fund that Bankman-Fried owns most of, I think 90% of. And so she was also, they were all tweeting this. This is the thing. They were all talking to each other in public, which makes it even more interesting.
That's my
from
point.
A prosecution point of view.
That's my point. Was anyone listening?
They're just leaving. They're like dropping criming all over the place. Yeah. I mean,
they're listening now.
It was sort of interesting to listen to the interviews. Yeah, they are. They are.
All right.
Thank you, Kara.
Thank you, Kara. We'll see you soon. We appreciate you waking up
Thank you.
really early for us.
No problem.